Hello everyone, Olga with you. Today I would like to talk about passport and citizenship. Since I told that I will have my kid in UK, so many people start writing me about UK citizenship and how powerful is that passport and all other things. In the end of the video I will tell you what we choose, but before I will reach to that point, I would like to tell you ideas how you need to choose citizenship and what's the value of the passport in reality. First of the things, I believe that you should carry a citizenship ideally of the country where you are living, because if you are living in the country of your citizenship, you are experiencing full package of benefits which your citizenship is giving you, and at the same time you have also for sure obligations which you need to give to your country. But let's focus on benefits. So for example, free schools, free education, social care, right to for elections, and okay, you can always elect, I guess, even if you are living outside, but social care and all other kind of things, education, just benefiting out how your community is managing the parks, like, you know, public places and other things, libraries, all these kind of things. This is you for sure can benefit only if you are living in the country of your citizenship. If you have citizenship of specific country and you are not living on that country all your life, then actually you are not experiencing much about benefits of what citizenship is giving you, but you are still carrying a lot of obligations. One of the best example is for sure Americans. So even if you carry American citizenship but you're not living in US, you still need to pay taxes, you need to report a lot of income stuff, and I know that also it put a lot of complications on the banks how to deal with you and so on, because I know so far every bank or worldwide, they have, once you open an account, they have a question exactly if you're American citizen. And if you're American citizen, they ask per some kind of way how US force them. I'm not sure how does it work exactly, but they need to notify US government about all transactions and all the things which is happening. And if the bank is not really able to handle it, he will refuse you to open a bank account. And this is the things which I heard first time in Ukraine. Then I heard it in UK, because my UK sponsored the woman, she was carrying both British and American citizenship, and she is now in the process to denouncing her citizenship, because American one, because she is saying that it's putting on her so many complications, and while she's not living in this country and she's not planning in the future to live in US, exactly, she is spending a huge amount of taxation on managing her reports on because she owned very expensive property here in UK. It also put on her some kind of restrictions from US side or extra taxes. Anyway, what I want to say that she is actually not benefiting from that citizenship somehow compared to British one, but it still put on her a lot of obligations and some complications while she is still living outside of US. Now about citizenship for the kid. If you have option to obtain citizenship for your kid, you need to understand that even in US, in Canada, in other countries which is granting you citizenship by place of the birth, it doesn't grant any special rights for the parents. So even if you born kid in any of those countries, the kid obtains citizenship, but you as a parent have no legal right to stay, you will not be able to stay because of kid. And that's what means that you actually will take your kid and your kid with you return to your home country if you will not manage how to stay. And he will grow up in your country as a foreigner, it will be good if he will learn the language at all of his country of his citizenship. It would be good if education in your country would be the one which could match somehow with the education of the country of the citizenship. And at the end, once the kid will turn 18, he is free for sure to go to his citizenship country. But you know, most of those citizenship, this is not citizenship like, for example, Emirates has, or other, I guess, these Gulf countries, which can once you reach 18, they give you a specific amount on the bank account, they assign you land, I guess, they give you super crazy loan that allow you to build a house and start your life, and it gives you so much benefits to be a citizen of this country. It also grants you can go study anywhere worldwide for free, government will fund you, but Emirates citizenship you cannot get in this easy way, so we are not talking about it. But for example, if you talk about American citizenship or Canadian or British, then in UK, I guess if you're older than 19, you need to pay for your education anyway, even if you're a citizen. There are no free universities in UK, so you must pay for any kind of education. Government is not funding anything, they just can provide you loan. Government does not provide you houses, so actually you can come and live in this country, but you need to have place to live, you need to have education, and all these things should be anyway funded by you anyway. So the only difference would be if you're a foreigner or you're local, that you don't need to obtain special permissions for work, you can go and work straightforward. All other things, I see that it is somehow doesn't change the fact if you are growing up outside of the country of your citizenship. And the last one, which citizenship we are choosing. You know, guys, UK and all European Union countries, at least, I'm not sure about all others, they are not giving citizenship by birth, by place of birth. They always grant citizenship only by status of the parents. So people should be having one of the parents should have British citizen or British citizenship, or at least some kind of permanent residence status. For us, we don't have any other option than just obtain Ukrainian citizenship. And the last point which I want to add. People, I understand some people are so much concerned about citizenship because their own citizenship is very bad or they're at all stateless. So you know there is a website called passportindex.org, and you can see the rate of every passport, and if you will go for, I believe, the last 20, the last countries, the worst passports in the world, maybe it makes sense for you to think about other citizenship than your own, because it will give for you and your kid a really huge difference in future, and it will open a lot of opportunities. But if you carry somehow normal citizenship like what I have regarding Ukraine, then if you will compare British and Ukrainian passport, I don't want to offend British in this case, don't take it in this way. But in reality, if you will compare it, you will find that, for example, many people, they talk about how much you can travel, that you can visit a lot of countries and so on. Yes, that's true. You with British passport, you can visit something like 40, 50 more countries. But if you will look at the list of those countries, for myself, I found only 5 that I really would think maybe in this life to visit. This is US, Canada, Japan, New Zealand and Australia. All other countries, I really have doubts that I would ever even have chance to visit them in this life. And this is for sure not the countries of my top priority list. If I would like to travel somewhere, I would go there exactly. And in case with US and Canada, for both of the countries, I have already 10 years visa, and I don't see after 10 years will expire to make another 10 years visa or anything else will change. So those are not a problem. And I guess if I will have need to go to Australia or New Zealand, visa would not be the biggest problem for me. Regarding all other things, if I will be living in Ukraine with my kids and they will have Ukrainian citizenship, they have right for free education in Ukraine and free universities, because a government is funding a lot of spaces in universities for free for all kind of specialities. And even if you don't have money for education, you still can go study and have a master degree even. That's why I guess level of higher education in Ukraine is something like 85%. It's exactly because it's very affordable, easy, and you can study for free. And the last point I would like to add about travel. So many people talk that, but you can go to Europe, European countries for without visa. You can go there without visa. And again, I just want to tell that I believe visa is not a problem. The problem why you want to go and what you will do. So, for example, Ukrainians have visa free to Schengen countries, which is very valuable for most of the things. But this is just travel visa. So if you want to work, you still need to obtain work visa, same like any other person in the world. So you are not able to work, you just can't travel and enter the country if you just want to come for touristic purpose. So yes, this is convenient, but you see that once the war started, so many Ukrainians went abroad, and many of those Ukrainians, they didn't even have passport to go abroad. And what I want to say that so many Ukrainians who even have this opportunity, they even never travel abroad. They never obtain a document which can allow them to travel abroad, because if you're really living your life and you're working and you have so many things, you will barely travel once in a year on vacation. There's 2 weeks or 3 weeks that you have. This is maximum if you can at all afford it and you have nothing else to do. But if you have other things to do, you may not travel for abroad at all in your life, like actually most of Ukrainians really doing. So traveling abroad or having a passport just to have it as a paper, I don't see it valuable if you are not living on the country of your citizenship. So again, if compare, for example, British and Ukrainian passport, in the case if I and my kids will live in Ukraine, so my kids in Ukraine would be foreigners, they will study in Ukraine in Ukrainian language. It would be good if they will learn English at all. For example, Ukrainian school education is not matching exactly British education. So if they want to finish Ukrainian school and later go to British universities, they will have to do some extra studies. They cannot go directly and so on. So plus education in UK is not free, unlike in Ukraine it is free. And there is, at the end, even if somebody who reached 18 and he's carrying British citizenship, he will come to UK like what I came to UK now. And I believe even I was having better like conditions, because at least we got sponsors and people where we can stay with them and live with them in the beginning. Unlike any other citizen, he will come, this is your country, go and live. Rent yourself house, start building credit history, start studying, as I said, and so on. So those things, just as a paper, shouldn't be the target if you are not planning to live in the country. And the last thing I want to say, which already many people understand, once you obtain any kind of citizenship of any country, you need to understand that besides a lot of rights and benefits which it gives you, you have obligations. And you can notice how nowadays some Ukrainian men are complaining that they cannot go abroad because they are not allowed, because this bad government locked them in Ukraine because of war. But in reality, this law was since ever in Ukraine. The law that during the wartime, official war, you cannot get out of the country because your responsibility is to protect your land, was always there. And if somebody wasn't happy with that and he would like to have Ukrainian citizenship with all its benefits, but he don't want to have any obligations, this is unfortunately doesn't work in this way. Always any kind of citizenship put on you specific obligations and give you specific rights. For somebody, this is defend his country if there is a war. For other people, it's paying taxes and doing a lot of other things. I'm not aware of all obligations of all citizenships in the world, but you may consider that for sure nobody would think that the war would happen, but it happened, and now some people struggling and they don't like the fact that as per their own rules of their country, they must protect the land in case of the war. So guys, this was my video, my thoughts. I hope it was interesting and useful for you. Please write me in the comments, what do you think in general about citizenship ideas? Do you really think that you need to carry citizenship of the country where you are never will be living just for the travel purposes, unless you are some kind of travel blogger or something, I don't know. And what do you think about all this topic. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye bye.